So a lot of you would think if you're trying to start a YouTube channel or a self-improvement channel that you need to be somewhat 18 or 21-year-old to be super mature so that everyone actually listens to you. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. You don't need to do that. For example, when I started this channel, I had a deep burning passion for making videos, for editing, for recording, for scripting. All of these things, I loved it so much. But what I had was a wrong mindset about it. I had the mindset of being this teacher type of guy. I, of course, scoured the internet to find little details on how to make this channel better. One of the things I came across was the dream customer avatar. This is like your dream viewer, I guess you could say. And a lot of people have done this. Hams has done this. And you basically journal out who you want to watch your videos and what offers you can create them to repel all of the other people that aren't your dream customer. And I took this to a very extreme detail to think that the guy I was teaching was my 11-year-old or 12-year-old self. But it didn't really work out because I took it too extreme. Do you get what I mean? Like, I literally had this authority, teachy type of vibe. I was speaking to the camera as if like it was significantly less superior than me. And I had no emotion. You can literally just look at my old videos. Just look at, like, for example, how to focus a guide. You can see that when I'm talking to the camera, I'm like sort of cold and distant, not like a really like relatable type of guy. And I think that was one of the major contributors to my friend saying that who would want to listen to a 15-year-old, saying that to me through text. He didn't truly mean that who would listen to a 15-year-old, because I truly believe you can. I truly believe a lot of people would listen to a 15-year-old if the 15-year-old is mature and he doesn't have this imposing vibe. You get what I mean? Like, he doesn't have, oh, you have to do this, but instead he has, I've done this and hopefully this has helped you. And so that little like change there, that little sentence, I hope that makes sense for you, and I hope that like changes something in the brain. But genuinely, I think the only reason why he said who would want to listen to a 15-year-old wasn't because he meant that. What he actually meant from the deepest core of his levels was, I had too much of a 30-year-old, no, not even 30-year-old, just like an old man's, like, you know those stingy, like strict, sort of I know everything type of old men that you talk to when you're once in a while at like dinner or something. I'm sure you know, right? But these men is what you're representing in your videos if you talk like, oh, you have to do this, when you're literally some little kid. So after that incident of being called you're not good enough to listen to by a friend, and like, oh, you're only 15 years old, me and that friend's fine. It's good criticism, it's constructive criticism. And basically after that, I tried a different way. I took his advice too literally without looking deep into what he really meant. And how I took this was making more vlog type of videos, like documentaries, kind of like Iman Gadzhi's old videos, if you know what I mean, of him just like going to the gym and filming that. And I tried to make something similar to that, and that, honestly, bro, it took so much effort. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like optimized. It didn't feel efficient. You get what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like Hamza's model. It wasn't efficient enough, because what you'll notice from Hamza is he gets to just sit there. Now, of course, you can argue that, you know, he's been doing this for a long time. He's had a whole phase of making clickbaity and fast top 7 ways videos. But bro can legit sit there for an hour long and stare at you for 3 seconds straight. Like that, and you won't even click off the video because you know there's so much value in his words. But as time passed, I realized I didn't need those documentary type of videos, because literally it is not efficient enough. It's such an old meta now. Like, you've probably heard yourself that the vlog meta is gone. And so, another thing actually is, if you are into self-improvement and deep into self-improvement, these types of videos won't work for your channel. These types of videos where you're filming yourself doing things every day, you shouldn't be doing things every single day. Even Iman Gaji, back when his like vlogging days, he himself said, "Oh, my day isn't really interesting." Literally, his vlogs consist of his like daily schedule every single day going to the gym, but it's just him talking about new ideas he's learned every single day. Like, do you get what I mean here? Essentially, what I'm trying to say is, you as a entrepreneur, if you've listened to all of the advice from, let's say, Hamza, self-improvement people, Iman Gaji, if you listen to those advice, you should have a strict 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. routine that you do every single day that is almost the same. So that's why I didn't continue doing the documentary films. Because if I were to actually record every day, it would just be recording the same things over and over again. In my life and in a lot of self-improvement people's lives that I've noticed, they have this, or I have this type of thing. It's like breaking a dam. It's like this fear or self-limiting belief, I guess you could say, that comes around once in a while, that if you break, brings significant progress. I'll give you an example of Hamza's. Hamza keeps on saying that he could have made more money. The thing that held him back was the fear of the 14-year-old telling him that he's a scammer and that making money wasn't right. That was his fear. The current fear I'm actually conquering right now, as we're speaking with this camera, is actually recording in this new place that I've moved to for 2 months as I'm visiting my family. I'm conquering the fear of recording when I'm near my family, or at least in this house, because truth to be told, I don't really want them to know. Now, as I'm recording this, I have this thought in the back of my head of people hearing me speaking in this recording right now. The thought is quite loud, and I have to battle that and probably have a deep conversation with some of the family members that I have to truly get rid of this fear of mine. Tip 1 is belief. Belief true to your core is really all that matters. Even if you're a 7-year-old. Okay, maybe if you're like 12, because if you're 7, you're kind of still like mindless sort of, but belief is all that matters. And I'm gonna explain this with my old business model, that is SMMA. I tried to do SMMA. I tried to make, if you ever tried SMMA, you'll know that you need cold DMs to get like clients into your onboarding funnel. Onboarding funnel is basically where you introduce them into like how you're going to provide services, what you're about. And this funnel is basically just a series of web pages of you speaking and then speaking and then speaking and then speaking. It's just a series of videos, and that's how you're gonna like make your client an actual monthly reoccurring client. And I did all of this because I still have this inner drive from, child trauma or whatever, but I persisted all of my way through making this onboarding funnel, making it all nice, like literally setting up my background with my only 2 books at the time of like 4-Hour Work Week and I don't know, Stillness is the Key, that I borrowed from the library. I literally made a like new like entrepreneurial type of shelf that pleased the client that was gonna get from cold DMing. But I didn't even cold DM, because deep down inside I did not believe. I didn't believe, even though I made a whole series, a whole funnel of like professionally made videos that copied the exact style of Iman Gaji. I didn't believe I could bring the service. I didn't believe I could sell someone something on a call. That's why I didn't do the cold DMs. Truly deep down, I didn't believe I could do it. And so I came across as this wimpy, if I look back to those videos that I have like in my desktop saved folders, It repulsed me. It is disgusting. It is such. I look back and I look at a deeply insecure type of guy, and to be honest, like, if a client saw that, I don't think they would buy. Number two is, who actually is your dream viewer? Now, I mentioned this briefly before, but who actually is the guy you want to make your videos for? In one of my previous videos, I think I linked a Notion template of dream avatar journaling. It's basically a template on Notion. It's completely free because it's Notion. It lays out like all of the variables of your dream customer that you need to think about. Like, basically, just to give you a quick summary of it, or like an introduction, it's who, where, what bait, and what result. And so you can just, I'll link it down below in this video, and just go ahead and fill that out, and then you get a good like perspective on who you want your dream customer to be. For most people, it would actually be their younger self. So like their 13-year-old not on self-improvement, or just beginning self-improvement, beta version of themselves. Now this is so important because honestly, bro, if you don't have the dream customer, if you don't write in detail what they like, what offers you can create them, do you think they would buy any of your products in the future that you're trying to sell? Because this is honestly the most important change ever, that like, this is one of the things that really like stuck out and kind of a turning point for my YouTube channel, at least. I fully in-depth journaled about who I was like wanting to attract to my channel, what offers I could create to repel anyone else. And so with this, you can attract your first few customers or first few viewers to your channel that truly relate, and you can truly actually help them to a deep level because you relate to them and they relate to you. Let's say you tell a story of your family, whatever happened, and then the same thing has happened to them, and then now you've become literally their friend through the camera. Do you get what I mean? Like, if you don't do this, chances are you'll attract some like 20-year-old or like some other channel's viewers, because you're still talking about self-improvement, I believe. So go ahead and do that. I hope I made it clear for you. The template will be below. Number 4 is, your friends won't listen to Hamza, but they'll listen to you. If you've been on self-improvement for a very, very long time, or just like you're getting into self-improvement, so you'll naturally want to tell all of your friends about self-improvement, and maybe, just maybe, one day your friend talks about a problem they've been having with their life, or anything in general that kind of relates to self-improvement, kind of relates to all of these YouTubers you've been watching, Iman Gaji, Hamza, Alex Hormozi, all of these YouTubers, and you can give advice because you've been listening to these YouTubers or influencers to your friend. And what you'll find is that they're like, oh yeah, that really makes sense. And then they go ahead and implement that advice, and it works for them. That is a sign. That should be enough to let you know that you can create your own niche of people. You don't need, you can be this 13-year-old, 15-year-old guy, and there will still be people listening to you, simply because there are people out there who are just not willing to listen to people like Hamza. I'll give you the exact words what my friend said, one of my gym friends. I gave him like so much advice that he thought it was mine, but guess where I learned it from? All of these influencers, books, etc. And this is basically just explaining what the synthesizer model is, what the self-improvement channel is. It's basically synthesizing information. They aren't willing, let's say just these are your like beta friends that aren't on self-improvement, and this is you, and this is all of the advice you're willing to listen to because you've got this deep drive. You're different from them. And so you take, this is you take this advice that they are not willing to listen to, bring it to them, and this is the simple model of your self-improvement channel. And this proves that you are able to make your own niche of fan base. Now the last and final tip, number 5, is more of a long-term tip. This is to make you, This is more of a longevity tips. So like, I'll just tell you straight up what it is. Bulk, keep on going to the gym, keep on making videos. Ideally, if you want insane and fast progress, you should be posting every single day. Now I know you have just like a bunch of thoughts probably have just come into your head. Oh, I don't know how to edit. Oh, what am I? That is for insane progress. Generally speaking, for normal beginners, just posting your first video will be very, very good. As you post a video every single day, or just every time you post a video in general, you'll find that when you look back to your first few videos, there will have been a massive, drastic improvement in your body language, in your flow of words, and your concentration, your flow of recording, basically. Simply by making videos. You don't actually even have to like search up on Google or YouTube or how to record better, how to get camera confident. That's what I did. And honestly, bro, all of these videos are literally just 7 top tips. Sing before you're recording. No, just record more, post more, you'll get better. And the thing before was bulk up and go to the gym. Bulking up and going to the gym, I'm sure you already know this by now. Image sells, basically. Image sells because honestly, bro, if you're clapped, if you have pimples on your face, if your hair's overgrown, you're skinny, you're not so presentable, it would help significantly if you were well presented or even just buff. Because obviously Hamza's got his like bathrobe or whatever to seem more like relatable in the moment, right? But just get buff. It will help you so much in sales. If you're doing sales in the future, just trust me, it helps a lot. I think that's all I wanted to say. I love it, bro.